So without further ado, I'm going to bring in Miami Sharks coach Jose Pellicena, who's looking like the French coach.
That's me, I think.
Hi. Yes, it is. How you doing, Jose?
I'm good, and you, Charlie?
Coach, if I may, as everybody knows you, right?
That's it, correct?
Thank you very much for your time. I know you probably must be the busiest person in rugby in the state right now.
I don't think so. I don't think so. I'm busy, yes, it's correct, but I know if the busiest man in the rugby in Florida.
So how are you feeling now that you have your all your guys in house? You got your practicing fields, your coaching staff. After so many months of preparing for this, how does that feel?
It's really exciting because we started with building this team last year. I joined the team on April last year.
I
So they've
remember.
been more than 9 months thinking, talking, organizing, and doing many stuff for be ready for the January 22nd. That was our first training session in Fort Lauderdale. So it's a very amazing moment right now because we are looking for play our first friendly match on Friday against Life University. So it's really important, I think, not only for the Miami Sharks, not only for myself, but for the rugby in Florida and the United States, because it's going to be an important team playing in South Florida, but it's an important team joining the MLR that is growing year by year in a continuous process. So I think it's an amazing moment for the American rugby.
We'll talk about what's coming up in a minute. I just want to sort of go back to this process. These 9 months, it's like a birthing something, right?
Yeah.
The selection process that you had to do to pick up your roster. Did you leave some guys behind which you would have liked to have on the roster, which is pretty amazing, let me tell you. Not
Yeah, obviously, when you pick players, there are some ones that maybe you would like to have on the roster, and obviously, I'm very happy how the roster is, and not only because the quality of players we have, but the human that we have on the roster. I think they are all very good people. But all the time you are looking for new players. All the time you are looking for players that maybe you like to have in the future, maybe on the roster. But anyway, I think we've been in touch with more than 300 players looking for build this team, and we are right now with 34 players. So it was a really tough decision pick these guys, but tough not tough because they are not good players. Tough because there are many good players in the world. Remember, Charlie, that we have more than 10 nationalities here in the team. So it was an amazing and very tough decision making to pick these guys.
are we going to have in the future like a sort of academy team permanent at Miami Sharks, or not right now?
Yeah, our Miami Sharks project has two different parts in the year. The first half is the competition time, and the second part is the development part of the Miami Sharks project. So, on the second part, we're gonna have an academy. We are looking for those, obviously, like we did last year, some trial games, and looking for build and create an academy team. That means have many players that maybe on the future they have a contract with the Miami Sharks professional team. So we are looking for that. We are thinking many things, many another opportunities for many players in Florida to join us, not only for the senior team, but as well for the academy team. So it's part of our project, not only professional rugby team, but develop the rugby in South Florida.
Okay, great. That's good to know. And let me ask you this about the team. As you mentioned, a lot of nationalities. Everybody's a great player. Uh, how is it coming along, getting them together to play?
You know,
And the language, how's the language issue involved in that? Because
it's a good topic to talk about it, because if you have more than 10 nationalities in the team, means that you have more than 10 different cultures. And in that moment, what we are looking is to create our own culture. It's the Miami Sharks culture, and culture, in my point of view, is the way that you think, what you say, and how you act, what you do day by day. So what we are looking for is create some very respectful environment with a hard work ethic and a lot of respect, not only in the team but also off field. So the main language is obviously the English, because we are in the United States, and the language in the United States is the English. But obviously we have many Latin players that speak Spanish. There are some
lots
others.
of this, right?
Yeah, there are many mate drinkers in the team. Me as well, obviously. So the language is the English. Like myself, I'm keep learning English all the time, because it's not my first language.
Yeah.
But I study when I was young. I keep learning and keep studying, because I believe it's one of the culture, inside the culture, how you communicate with the team is so important. So the way that you are clear in the message with the team, with the players, with the coaching staff is so important. So the English is our first language.
Okay. As you may have seen, I am starting to, as rugby in Florida, presenting the players to the public, which I think is very important. And this is what I wanted to ask you. You have some really impressive, experienced players. I mean, not to mention Cubeli, of course, like 100 caps with Argentina. But I spoke with this lad Rob Evans, right?
Yeah.
On Sunday, and to be honest, I didn't know he's a 40 capped Wales player, winner of the Six Nations. And throughout the roster, you have this really amazing experience. To think that that is something that's going to make a difference when you get on the field. I'm not
I
sure
th-
if other teams have this level of experienced players.
I think so. What I believe is we will have a very good balance between senior players, international players, and young players looking for a development. So that's where we focus when we create and we build this roster, because we want senior players. Obviously, they are important players playing for us. As you mentioned, Cubeli, as you mentioned, Evans. There are some others from Uruguay. There are some others from Chile, Santiago Videla from Chile, that played the World Cup last year. There are some guys, obviously, from New Zealand playing for the Maori All Blacks. There are some others from play for Scotland. Nick Grigg, he's Kiwi guy, but play for Scotland national team. So we have senior players, obviously, international, and we have some others looking for. We have a young scrum half, Damian Morley, that is 21 years old, but matching position with Thomas Cubedi, I think it's an amazing moment for him to learn a lot, not only on field but off field too. How to work, how to train, how you think the game. So I think this is a good example. Number 9, we're gonna have a really, I say, almost 100 caps for Argentina as Cubeli, and Morley looking for that. So I think that's the balance that I like. I used to work with young players last maybe 5 years in Argentina. Before I trained many senior players. Some of them are right now playing for the national team in Argentina. So I think I have the knowledge to do that, to keep growing and develop players, and at the same time have a very competitive team with senior players and professional rugby players.
For sure. Without revealing too much, can you give us a sense of what type of style of rugby we're going to see with the Miami Sharks? Which I myself am very optimistic, and I think it's going to be something a little bit different than what we normally see. But you tell us what style of rugby we're going to see from the Miami Sharks.
It's gonna be the flair will be the Latin flair, the Argentinian or South American flair. I like the fast rugby. I don't like the slow down the ball. I like really quality on the breakdowns when the breakdowns are created, because I don't like to play rugby through phases. I like to keep the ball alive. I like to keep the ball running into the spaces and passing the ball before the contact, on the contact, and create as much as we can line breaks, but trying to avoid the rucks. We used to train a lot of breakdowns because you have more than, I don't know, 150 breakdowns on a game. But what I'm looking is for minimize the quantity of breakdowns, and there are breakdowns, as quick as possible, the ball must be out from there. Obviously, the defense, I think, is an amazing, very important part of our game. And as a South American people, we are looking for being so aggressive on that. And again, the set pieces is obviously that we need a very good line out, a very good maul, a very good scrum, not only in attack, but also on defense. So I think that's the most important thing of the game. Fast game, playing very, very good, lighting quick balls on the breakdowns, playing on the spaces, running with the ball, passes, and keeping the ball alive all the time. Fast rugby, I think, is the definition for what I like to see for Miami Sharks.
Maybe we can call it ruckless rugby.
Yeah, maybe.
So, have you got a sense of your competition overall? How are those? Do you think they're going to be like really close games, or you may win some, lose some? Have you studied a little bit the competition? I guess you have.
Yeah, obviously,
you
I watched several games from last year. I watched some games live because I've been around the United States last year looking for some games. I think the league is a tough league because you don't find many points difference in the games. So I think it's gonna be really close on the results. Hopefully, we win more than the games that we lost, but we have to realize that being a new team in a competition is not easy. It's not an easy league. It's not easy to be the new team. So we have to be realistic and keep the foot on the floor all the time. But again, I really trust the team that we create, the coaching staff that we have, and the environment that we can create here in Miami, playing in our stadium, playing next to our supporters. I think it's going to be an amazing time to share what we want for the team.
Okay. Do we have a captain yet?
We are looking for.
Okay. Hey, I'll be captain. And I also want to ask you about what is your sense about how's the community reacting to now that the team is actually something we've been seeing around, because you guys have been going out to some clubs and what are you getting back from the community as far as interest and support?
What I looking is something we have created many years ago, like in Argentina, in Uruguay, in Chile, in South America. The clubs are part of the rugby life in the community, and we as a professional rugby team, we are part of the community as well. We are not different like them. All of us came from local clubs, some small clubs and some maybe bigger clubs. But at the end of the day, the most important thing that we have is the local rugby, the local sport, the local environment. And we are looking for create something good, a very good relationship with all of them. Not only to wait for them to join us when we play, but we need to connect with them all the time. So we are looking for approach them in their clubs, help them if they need some that we can give them. I don't know, coaching clinics, be part of any training session with the young teams, with the youth teams and senior teams. So we are looking for create a really good relationship with them and wait for all of them to support us when we play, because I think it's an amazing moment. There are not many cities in North America that have local team playing rugby, professional
No.
rugby.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I think it's a good opportunity to all people that want to join us, and not only from the States, but even from any other parts of the American. Maybe
No.
I know many people that's looking for come here for the first game, came from Argentina, looking for, it's an exciting moment for all of us. So we wait for a full house on March 3rd
Oh,
in Ninja of Miami.
for sure. So, last two questions. I'm a little bit obsessed with kicking, and I know that I've seen this beautiful view of these 16-meter posts on your field. Who's going to be kicking the ball through those beauties? Do we know?
You can do it if you want, because now who will be our core kickers. That's is gonna be for sure Echeverry, Videla, O'Leary. We have many very good goal kickers.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Obviously, maybe Videla because he's Chilean goal kicker from the World Cup. Echeverry from Uruguay, but Shane O'Leary as well. He's number 10. He used to play
Oh,
for
not a
Canada.
lack of
So
kickers, yeah.
yeah, so
Plenty of
hopefully,
kickers.
hopefully, most of the kicks go through a post.
Yeah.
That's gonna
Well,
be it's gonna be an amazing moment for
I
sure.
would say that having those posts, which I really appreciate you guys. I remember having, I don't know if it was Tomas or Mariano on the podcast a while ago. I
Yeah,
said, I just have one request. I want
tall
16
post.
meter post, and you got them. So that's really amazing. That is actually, I was looking this up, and that is actually like international rugby height. So,
That's
and
it.
it's inspiring for the kicker. I think, it makes a little bit of a difference when you
Absolutely,
can.
100%.
Jose, thank you very much for your time. Just on a personal note, I don't know if you have your family here already. How are you adapting? You've been for a while. How you liking Miami and surroundings?
Yeah, I'm living here in Miami. My family arrived last week.
Oh, okay.
I'm married with Julia many years ago, and I have two daughters, Mia and Sofia. So they joined me last week. So I'm really happy and excited about it too.
Are they liking it?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
everything is new, of course. So a big
Yeah,
change.
everything is new. They love rugby. They used to watch rugby. They know a lot of rugby.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I received many criticisms after games. Why they do that?
Oh,
Why not? But again, I enjoyed really watch rugby and share rugby life with them because it's my family and
that's
very
awesome.
it's awesome supporters for me.
Okay, so thank you again very much for your time. Good luck on Friday with that preseason game, and I know you have another one next week
Yeah,
until we get your huge debut, historic thing, and for the sport here. I mean, I'm really encouraging everybody to really try to make it to these games because I always say I think the last locally high level game we had was casually, I mean, Life University against alumni from Argentina,
okay.
alumni
Yeah, yeah.
back in 2015, and it's so refreshing to be able to watch like high level rugby, and it's eye opening. So I really encourage, and we're working, I mean, together with you guys to try to get everybody to the stadium. So really looking forward to that.
That's great. That's great.
So I'll see you around, Jose.
Thank
Thank
you,
you very
Charlie.
much.
Let's keep in touch. Thanks so much. Bye bye.
We will. Bye bye. So that's the podcast for today. We went a little bit over the hour, but talking to the coach of the Miami Sharks, we could talk all day long. Many things coming. Really excited for these events. I think it's gonna add a lot of excitement to rugby in general here, especially in South Florida, of course, where we're located. But looking forward to having teams from all around, and maybe getting new fans to join. Uh, so I was going to talk about a little bit what's coming up next weekend, but we just go to my website, everything's there. Thank you very much, everybody, for watching. Thank you to all the guests, and we'll see you next week. This is going to be every Wednesday, 7 p.m. Today was not a good day because of I understand Valentine's for those who have one. But every Wednesday, 7 p.m., right here, talking Florida rugby occasionally. I'm your host, Charlie Velasquez. I'll see you around. Thank you very much. We'll see you next week.